Good morning. This morning's video is about a radio, a cheap radio, but not a radio that doesn't cost a lot. This is a radio that came on my radar a couple days ago, about a week ago, from another channel. The guy was looking for a radio that you could tune that had an actual analog tuner in it and not a digital tuner, and this is what he found. This seller is out of India, as it tells you quite prominently on the box here. So let's go into this box and let's look at some of the wank that's on it. Company in question is 5-Core. This is looks like it's some kind of new startup company. I don't remember where it's at. Does things kind of the old-fashioned way. Their stuff is built by hand. Don't have much in the way of automation. They have a YouTube channel, and you can see their factory. But they sure are quite proud, and they've got out here that they're ISO 9001 certified. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what Jazz Hands means. They've been around since 1984, and you'll be happy to note that this was indeed certified by electronics engineers. It wasn't certified by road engineers, so that's good. We have that it is a multi-band portable radio, has FM, medium wave or AM, and short wave, high range antenna, portable receiver, and high sensitivity. You won't really find this radio on their website, so you know. The model number is listed here as a T-22, but for some odd reason on the eBay site it's listed as, I think it's TC-22, and then there's another one that is basically the exact same radio as far as I can tell, and it's the T-291. Everything's the same except the plastic case and the labels on it. Let's see here. And we have it that it is make in India. And something in here about International or Day of Yoga. Yoga for Harmony and Peace. That's nice. We have a guy who's on the side of a mountain here, and a QR code that I don't think I would be brave enough to scan. So let's get to opening this. And just a spoiler, I've already opened this. First thing we note is that it's made out of that really crappy cardboard corrugated that doesn't take to being flexed more than a couple of times. And we have a mark in here, B19, whatever that means. The radio comes wrapped in bubble wrap, and there's nothing in it. There's no instructions that come with this. If you need instructions to use a radio in this day and age, I don't think having written instructions will help. So let's look at this thing. It does not weigh very much. It smells. It has a very plastic smell. If anything, to me it smells like a heater that I once owned. Let's go zoom in here a little bit. The labels were applied with no sense of care. They're bubbled. Oh, and by the way, I wouldn't recommend buying this. This is a ridiculously expensive radio for what you get. It's $25.88. I think that's shipping included for USC-based seller or buyers. Okay. The sticker on here is applied rather haphazardly, and it's all bubbled. The knobs, oh, that's interesting. There's a piece of string in here inside the knob, probably to provide tension, because they don't actually know that you can there's special clips for that. No spring or string in that one. So yeah, this apparently, it has a plastic cover on it too. Yep. And I just remembered that I don't have any batteries for this, so just a second. Alright, I'm back. Now you might be like, well, why don't you just plug it in? What do you need batteries for? Well, we'll get to that. First thing is, if you look at this thing, it's pretty bad. The moldings are not very well defined. Some of this stuff looks like it's been melted. There's crease marks in it. I mean, this thing, and I don't know if this is supposed to be a warranty thing, because I highly doubt that there's any kind of warranty on this. But this is the back. We have an antenna. It's a pretty cheap antenna. We have a switch for FM, medium wave, and shortwave, and of course it's on the back for your inconvenience. It appears that they originally were going to do something where they would have an AC adapter and or a place where you could put a power plug in it and change their mind. There is this battery cover is horrible. Plastic is, the molding is, whatever the mold is, it's got some damage in it. I don't know what kind of plastic this is. I would almost say it's ABS. Anyways, it takes 2 D batteries, and I have these adapters that let me put AA's in as D batteries. Oh, I did some testing on this before bringing it out, and this thing draws, with normal volume, normal listening volume, it draws maybe 10, 15 milliamps. So a couple of D batteries would last you months or even a year or two of steady listening. So let's turn this on.
And the miracle that made it happen.
Soldiers wounded in the Serbo-Turkish War. Tchaikovsky was
Components serving and supporting.
a critic of that controversy.
The trick here has narrowed all the way from
Donald's most trusted referral source. The Suns are celebrating
Your style. Find us.
This is AM. That was FM.
Rulon Gardner. He's got an amazing life story. An amazing life story.
for joining us today as Raul continues our immunity
This morning. That's fine.
our principles.
And he smiled like he was at a certain weekend days in sports that have a feel, right? Like Sundays about NFL.
Require background checks for guns bought at gun shows, close loopholes, and reopen.
Now this is shortwave. This radio is kind of weird in that it has the shortwave in meters. So it has it as 60 to 19 meters. So I had to translate that. It's basically about 5 megahertz to 10, I think it's 20 megahertz. It's not going to probably pick much up. Yeah, I forgot to test this last night to see how well it picks up at night. Having the antenna up seems to make it worse. I don't know. Anyways, surprisingly, for a radio that is of this cheap a build quality, the sound is not bad. It's got a really large speaker and the sound is just fine. There is no headphone adapter on this thing. There's no power indicator, there's no tuning indicator, nothing. Now I'm going to do one thing that the other guy didn't do, and I'm going to open this up. And I already took out the screws. And you'll see that there is not much in this thing. I mean, we have this tiny little board, and we basically have a single chip radio, AM FM radio. We have probably an amplifier. I'd have to look at that, what that is. Let's zoom in on this. Now, this chip is a Sony Charlie X-Ray Alpha 1619 Bravo Sam. And that's a pretty common chip. And that is actually conducive to doing some mods on this radio. One of the things I'm going to do in a follow-up video is we're going to add a power LED. We're going to add a headphone socket. I'm going to look and see if this thing supports stereo. It would be interesting if it does. This chip. We're going to add a headphone socket, and we're going to add a tuning LED to this if possible. So you have to look for that radio. By the way, 5-Core makes their own speakers. They actually on their website, their YouTube channel, they show them making the speakers. I mean, that's about it for this thing. It seems to be properly aligned. These are some of the cheapest coils I've ever seen, IF coils and whatever. I mean, these are plastic. They're not even shielded. But anyways, keep an eye out for the next video I do on this, because I am going to do some mods on it. And like I said, I really don't recommend buying this. I mean, $25 for this with, I mean, it's just a basic radio. I mean, if it had proper power connectors, a headphone adapter, it would probably be fine. But, you know, it is not worth $25. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching.